Alright, let's talk about how to navigate M+ dungeons for the new week. So first thing first, first major rule is just try stuff. So like, for example, Dawnbreaker, try just new paths, pull try each mini boss first, try whichever thing makes you comfortable, what's more consistent for you. This entire first 2-3 weeks, maybe even the first month, should just be you learning the pathing that you want. This is from a tank perspective. Obviously, as a DPS, you kind of just have to go with the flow. But yeah, make sure you try out new pathing. Do not be afraid to stray from conventional routes. Pull different stuff. Pull smaller. Pull bigger. Just try everything. Do not be afraid to fail. Do not be afraid to wipe. People will get mad at you, and you'll have to kind of ignore it. But that's kind of how it is. People are not very good at expressing their displeasure sometimes, unfortunately. So try shit. Do not be afraid to. Every time you try something and fail or succeed, it's more information you can go off of, and that just builds your repertoire of information. So try things. Second advice is, before you even step into the dungeon, study the MDT. Download MDT, Mythic Dungeon Tools, from CurseForge or whatever add-on website you download from. Click through the mobs, read the abilities, see what they do. So we can see this is a long cast, but it's a huge AoE nuke. So we know what that does. We know it's a single target cast. We can see from this guy, he puts a little dot on people. This is the little dot that he leaves on the floor, and then this is the knock. So just an example is just whenever you're about to pull a dungeon or start a dungeon that you don't know, go through MDT, click through all the abilities, just read them really quick. Don't have to do any deep diving. And just have a vague idea of what you're looking for. So say you were like, oh, maybe we can do this pull. None of these mobs look too scary. But then you look into it, it's like, ooh, Earthcaller 1, Earthcaller 2, Earthcaller 3. That's 3 casters. Plus increased damage increase. So, maybe you want to stray from that because you read through MDT. And this gives you, again, more knowledge to go off of. You wouldn't want to pull double overseer because they have two damage increases, stuff like that. That's just an example. But yeah, go through, read the abilities, see what scares you, see what doesn't. Have a vague idea of what you're going into. Next piece of advice is communicate with your team before the dungeon. Be like, hey, I'm gonna be a little bit slower than normal because I'm just trying to get comfortable with the dungeon. Pre-key communication is one of the most important things that people overlook. This goes for healers, this goes for DPS. If there's something you struggle with, or you just want to say, hey, learning the dungeon, so, be patient if I mess up, stuff like that. Really important. And also for people who do know the dungeons, a lot of people didn't play beta, so just be patient. A lot of people didn't play in Shadowlands, they don't know the dungeons. A lot of people didn't play in BFA, and they don't know Siege. Siege especially, brutal dungeon, because a lot of people did not experience Alliance side, and they also just Omega buffed the dungeon. So be patient with people. It's okay to fail. You're going to deplete keys. And also, timers are much more forgiving than you will give it credit for, in especially in starter keys. So don't be worried if you wipe, don't worry if you have deaths, everything's fine. You'll probably still time the key. Just be if you start having deaths, just be hey, let's play it a little bit slower, right? So just think of it as a learning experience and not a gotta go fast experience. Obviously, people who are much better and know the dungeons will go fast, and that's okay, M+ seasons are marathons, not sprints, and so just keep that in mind when you're learning a new M+ season. But yeah, navigating the dungeons, really important rule again. MDT. Second one, try new things as a tank. Always try new stuff, new routes, new pacing, new builds. Really important is try new builds. Maybe something is more comfortable for you. New skips. Once you get into the key level where skips become relevant, try new skips. Just get comfortable learning the dungeon in your own way. Now, for a harder to navigate dungeon like Dawnbreaker, this rule is very important to just try stuff, because that's the only way you're going to learn how to look at these dungeons. Obviously, there's videos and stuff you can do if you guys are into outside of game research. Look up some videos of Dawnbreaker, watch some VODs. Obviously, that'll help, but if you are a hands-on only learner, just thumb through MDT and then pull whatever you want in the dungeon, try new pathing. just learn the basics of the dungeon. So like for Dawnbreaker, you need to pull these 3 mini bosses and kill them before you fight the boss, because she is buffed by X% due to Empowered Might. So make sure you kill 3 mini bosses. And then the only other one that has like kind of a weird requirement is the Arakara first boss. You have to kill the 3 lieutenants here to summon her, and that's kind of it. And that's, yeah, like, only thing that like is weird about Dawnbreaker is just the boat pathing. So just try new stuff, be like aware, look at your surroundings, especially in this top boat area. Look at because some of these boats like go up in the air, sometimes they go down. So just look around, look at your look at your surroundings. Really, like, sometimes take a moment when you like are in a new area to look around and see what the packs are. That way you have like kind of a visual map in your head. As far as improving in the new dungeons, the best way to improve is genuinely like make a VOD of yourself. So to go over a VOD is kind of person to person, but you mainly are just looking for kind of obvious stuff when you're first starting out looking at your own VODs. Like, so say you do a big pull, right? Like, I'll just show you guys an example. We'll go to Stone Vault. We'll try like a pretty like good size pull, right? Like, it's a pretty good size pull. So say maybe you had some deaths here, and it's like, what went wrong? So you look at the VOD, you look at like what someone got hit by. Maybe they got hit by a lava cannon, and it's like, okay, is this pull doable even if that person lived? And then you kind of just like go through that, or like say you died of like a one-shot mechanic, and then you can see it from there. But yeah, starting out, you just look at the really obvious stuff, you look at your surroundings, you look at the very obvious deaths, and that's pretty much it for VOD reviewing. I'll make a whole video on that. Like, VOD reviewing gets pretty in-depth. I'll do that on my own time, but I will give a video for you guys for that. But yeah, TLDR, navigating the new dungeons. Just try shit, look at MDT, look at videos on external. For tanks specifically, really emphasize trying new pathing. And again, pre-key communication. This goes for every single role, DPS, tank, healer, pre-key communication. Say you have a boss you struggle on, voice it, stuff like that. People can help you, people will help you. If people are rude about it, what can you do, right? But yeah, that's about it. If you guys have any like specific questions, ask them in the Discord. I'll have a link in the description. And yeah, that's about it. I'll see you guys on. We'll be gaming. Have a fantastic day.